A very good morning to all. Today we'll start with a new chapter, chapter number 3, and the name of the chapter is Civilization and Cities. About 4,500 years ago, they lived in large cities, and these cities were located on the banks of river Indus. And these cities were well developed and the people they were civilized. Now here civilized means human development with achievement in architect, art, science, writings and governance. So the people living in these cities, they were civilized, and this civilization came to be known as the Indus Valley or the Harappan civilization. This name came because these cities were located on the banks of river Indus. This Indus Valley civilization had two main or famous cities, and they were Harappa and the Mohenjo-daro. In page number 22, you can see a timeline that shows the Indus Valley civilization came into existence about 2500 BCE, and it started to decline around 1500 BCE. So these things you have to note it down. Next, let's discuss about the archaeologist who discovered these cities in the Indian subcontinent. As you can see here, in the year 1920, Rai Bahadur Daya Ram Sahni, he discovered the remains of Harappa, which was a village in Montgomery districts of Punjab, which is now in Pakistan. And in the year 1921, R.D. Banerjee, who is also known as Rakhal Das Bandyopadhyay, he found the remains of civilization in Mohenjo-daro city, which was located on the banks of river Indus in Larkana districts of Sindh. Now this is in Pakistan. Here R.D. Banerjee, he was a prominent Indian archaeologist, and his discoveries played a significant role in establishing the existence of Indus Valley civilization in India. So these were the two archaeologists who played an important role in establishing the existence of Indus Valley civilization. Originally, this civilization was known as Indus Valley civilization because the cities were located on the banks of river Indus. But later on, more cities were discovered, and these cities had the same pattern of Harappa cities, and it became the type site, and that's why it is also known as the Harappan civilization. Next, let's see the map to know the extent of Harappan culture. Here, the Indus Valley civilization flourished in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent, and it spread over Sindh, Baluchistan, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Rajasthan, and from Jammu in the north to the Narmada estuary in the west. Now here the term estuary means the mouth of the river where river currents meet the sea tides. So here this map shows the extent of Harappan culture. Next, let's discuss some of the features of this Indus Valley civilization. Here, the cities of this civilization was well planned and well developed, and the buildings were constructed using baked bricks. And the Harappan people, they had their own scripts. That means they were able to read and write. For examples, you can see the seals. The seals are the clay or metal tablets with writing or some symbols on it. And these seals were used for different purposes. And you can see here the writings and symbols, which shows that the Harappan people were able to read and write. However, the historians are not able to interpret or understand the written script on these seals. As the Harappan people were able to read and write, that's why this civilization is known as one of the advanced civilization. Now, let's discuss some other features of this civilization. The first one you can see town planning. This civilization had well-planned cities. As you can see, the cities were divided into two divisions. The first one is the upper town. The upper town was located on western side and was smaller and higher. The lower town was located to the eastern side and these were bigger and lower. Now here these lower towns consisted of residential buildings, houses, streets and drainage system. As you can see, in the lower town, many residential buildings and houses were found which had good architectural planning. These houses were either single or two-story and these were built of baked bricks. Now, each houses had a bathing area and a cooking area. Most of the houses consisted of a circular oven, a well, a mortar and a pestle which was used for grinding spices. And these houses had good drainage system. That means the house drain pipes were connected to the street drain pipes. So this was about the lower town cities. Next, let's discuss some of the special buildings which were found in this civilization. So here you can see the largest building, that is known as the granary, which was found at Mohenjo-daro, and this granary was used to store lots of grains. The next impressive building you can see, it's the Great Bath which was found at Mohenjo-daro, and you can see it is rectangular in shape and it is believed that this might have been used for religious purposes. Next building at Mohenjo-daro was the town hall. Now this town hall was also used as assembly hall where the residents of the city gathered to take important decisions. And other cities such as Kalibanga and Lothal had fire altars where sacrifices may have been performed. So this was about some of the special buildings of Indus Valley civilization. Next, we'll discuss about the drains and drainage system of Indus Valley civilization. The drainage system of Harappan city was one of the best in the ancient time. Here, the drains were constructed on either side of the roads. Kitchens and bathrooms had drains that were connected to the street drains, and these drains were covered with slabs of stone which were removed for cleaning purposes. Now these drains also had inspection holes which were used to clean these drains at regular intervals. So kids, by knowing this drainage system, we can understand that the people of the Indus Valley civilization were very particular and very careful about health and sanitation. So this was about the drain and drainage system. Next, let's discuss about the streets. So here the streets, it was based on grid system, that is the roads run parallel to each other and they were cut at the right angles by smaller roads. So it formed a pattern of square when viewed from above. These roads were covered with baked bricks and were rounded off at the corner for the smooth movement of carts. So this was about the streets of Indus Valley civilization. Next, let's discuss about the Harappan life. So we know that the people, they lived in large cities and these cities were located on the banks of river Indus and its tributaries. So here the climate was warm and moist and the soil of this region was very fertile, which helped them in growing different types of crops. And in those days, the areas like Sindh and Rajasthan were not deserts. They were covered with thick forest, and these thick forests provided them with plenty of timber which was used for constructing houses, boats, and it was also used as fuel. So this was about the Harappan life. But by this time, many political and social institutions had set up in that civilization, and because of this, many social groups were formed in the Harappan society. This was because of the difference in terms of power, prestige and wealth among the people. So, let's see some of the social group from the top order. So, at the top were the people who planned the construction of monumental building in these cities, and they were the rulers. The second group consisted of people who wrote on seals, and they were known as the scribes. The third group consisted of skilled merchants, traders and some kind of religious specialists. So, these were the social groups that existed during those period. Now, next let's discuss about the clothes, ornaments and other articles which were used every day. Here, people they used cotton and woolen clothes. Men wore dhoti and women wore a skirt. Here, Harappan people were very fond of wearing jewelleries, and the ornaments that they used were made up of different materials like gold, silver, copper, bronze, ivory, shell, terracotta and several types of beads. And archaeologists have also found earthenware, utensils, pots, terracotta and metal stone figures from these sites. And you can see here some of the famous stone figures, that is the dancing girl and the priest king. These are the two common figures which were found from these sites. Now, let's discuss about the occupation of the Indus Valley people. Here, the Indus Valley people, they settled on the banks of river Indus, and the soil of this region was very fertile, which helped them in growing different crops. Crops like wheat, barley, maize, millet, peas and so on. And they also used plough and sickles and different irrigation methods to do cultivation. They were also the first people to grow cotton in India. And here, the farmers and the herders, they supplied food to craftspersons, scribes and rulers living in these cities. The next main occupation of the Indus Valley people was the pottery making. So, the people they made pots using fine clay, and after that they used to cover it with shining coating and they decorated it. These potteries were red in color with geometrical or floral designs in black. Now, during those times, men and women also played a game similar to the modern game of chess. And the archaeologists, they have found many toys such as carts, figure of animals, marbles, dolls, whistles from these sites. And the skilled metal workers, they produced tools and implements in copper, bronze such as spear, knife, arrowheads and so on. So, with this we can say that the Indus Valley people were farmer, they were weavers, toy makers, jewelers, potters, metal workers and traders. This much for today. In the next class, we will be discussing some more features of Indus Valley civilization. That's all for today. Thank you.